Hey YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today, we are drinking True North Classic IPA. True North Classic IPA is a 6.5% alcohol IPA. It is brewed by the Magnotta brewery in Vaughn, Ontario, Canada. Has a pretty cool bottle cap with the North Star there and saying True North. 11.5 fluid ounces. Our insistence on repeating the ingredients, knowing the process, and brewing consistently have won True North awards around the globe. I haven't done much research on the brewery to know what awards they've won or anything like that, but we're going to go with they put it on the bottle. They must have won some type of... That weird noise you hear upstairs, that's the vacuum on. I guess my son's trying to sleep, but hey, let's have a drink. Got my Molson 67 flute out. There we go. Very brassy. I'm somewhat more like a bronze than a brass. That slight touch of amber on the color. Very slight head. Lots of carbonation moving. I don't know if the camera will pick it up since I'm using this camera. Lots of carbonation though moving. Very interesting nose. It actually almost smells like an Imperial IPA. It has a like weird, sweet, piney cedary smell, like sap running out of a tree. Really, there's a lot of hops on the nose, but that piney and cedar-like smell, that's the forefront of this beer. That hoppy scent though has a slight sweetness to it. It actually smells really interesting. As I said, it smells a lot like a Imperial IPA. It smells strong, it smells overly hopped, it smells like it's a thrice hopped or even quattro hopped beer. It smells good though. I like this glass, it's bringing the scents out of it very nicely. What's the beer taste like? That's an interesting beer. For those of you that watch my reviews regularly, you know that I'm not a huge IPA fan. The IPAs I really like are usually more the subtle IPAs, or the big market IPAs. The small craft brewery IPAs I find usually have way too much flavor. I know that's what everybody likes about craft breweries. It's even what I like about craft breweries, the flavors in them, but the IPAs are never really my big favorites here. But Magnotta's done a really good job here. It sort of tastes like the Garrison's Imperial IPA, which I really hated, but downplayed. Not as strong tasting, not as punch you in the face, but all the same flavors are there, and I actually really like it. It's really tasty. Hits your mouth, somewhat sweet. That piney forest-like taste is there, as if I chewed on a pine cone. As I swallow it, it's this bitter floral hops, like I chewed on a flower, and it goes down my throat, just burning of that bitter floral hops, but it's still so smooth and so light that it isn't overpowering. I like the lacing that it's doing on the glass. It's just a nice beer. Aftertaste wise, You have that floral hoppiness. It's staying, has a little burn, but the burn's staying at the top of my tongue. It's not going down my throat, really. There's a little bit of an alcohol warming down near the bottom of my neck. Tip of my tongue really is just tasting sweetness and cedary and piney stuff. So it starts off kind of like you're in the woods. Just that smell of being in the woods, transferring over to taste. And then going down my throat as the floral hoppiness with just a slight alcohol burn. 6.5% alcohol, so almost to an imperial state. I mean, another 0.5% alcohol, and they could have labeled it an imperial IPA if they wished to. I really like this. It has all the flavors, as I said, that most IPA drinkers will really like. It has a really good alcohol percentage. It was $19 for the 12-pack, so it was a pretty good price. I mean, not the greatest price, but a pretty good price. And it's subdued enough that a person like me, who isn't a huge IPA drinker, can respect it. I mean, I love IPAs. I love the stories behind them, how they were so hopped to make them have the travel from India to the New World and everything. But this is a great IPA. I've never had anything from Magnotta before, so this is my first True North beer. I really like it. I mean, I don't like IPAs. I really like this. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a really nice landing point for most people. It's an IPA that you can accept. It's an IPA that's just below the Imperial IPA standard. It tastes a lot like the Imperial IPA, but it doesn't punch you in the face, and I like that. I'm not against hoppy beers. I'm against beers that make my throat close because they're too hoppy. And I actually enjoy just getting all those flavors out of it. 8 out of 10 from the Albino Rhino here on the Albino Rhino Beer Review. If you can get your hands on one of these beers, Magnotta did a good job. Thank you for watching the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Good beer drinking to you. Have yourselves a good night. Bye.